Good morning, everybody. Chad Musgrove here of Pro Ad Insight, and just wanted to take a minute this morning to do yet another Hibu website review. And this one might shock you because it's no secret that I do not like Hibu websites, and that generally speaking, they put out really subpar products that just there's no way they're going to perform online. But I actually have one here that we're going to take a look at, this Pet Ponderosa Resort and Spas, whom I just happen to have rebuilt a website for, and I'm about ready to launch it. And I have this site here, and it's not half bad. Looks wise, some of there's if you really start nitpicking, there's some issues with the some of the verbiage and wording and things like that. But as far as the way things are laid out and the navigation, I mean, I personally would have put most of these, which I did on the news site, under services, and it had lodging, daycare, grooming, so we don't have this big long menu across the top. But other than some personal preferences, it looks okay. There are some things that I hope I improved with it, with the background and different things, but I tried to maintain the general feel with my news site. Um, so let's just jump right into this review of a Hibu website and see, what it is that you really need to be looking for, because even though this site, it looks okay and they've done a decent job with the wording, lodging, daycare, grooming, these are obviously some keywords, and here the anchor text is actually done correctly, which is something rare. I rarely see anchor text that's keyword rich leading to the actual pages. So we'll dive in and take a peek at this from an SEO perspective. And before I forget, the one thing I do want to mention is that this site is costing about $100 a month, and plus I think people pay $300 or $400 up front, and then it's $100 a month. And Hibu promises to do all these things with your listing and your Facebook page and your Twitter account and backlinks and putting you on all these directories to get you local citations and stuff. But I have yet to see those come through, and maybe I'll do another video on this one because that was supposedly included in the service. So I'll go check the backlinks that they've gotten for this customer. So without further ado, let's jump into this review of a Hibu website. So the first thing we want to take a look at these words here. Obviously, should be the keywords that they're targeting, and then the rest of your headlines should be keywords that are related to your primary keywords. So if we on this particular one, I always want to look on the home page first and take a peek at the title tag, which in this case is Pet Ponderosa Resorts and Spas, Pet Boarding, Graham, Washington. So a little bit long. I mean, you may want to go after just the name, which is the Pet Ponderosa Resorts and Spas, or maybe you want to go after the primary keyword. But in this case, if they're going after the name, I don't really have a problem with that. And then we've got the word pet resort here, we've got pet lodging, we've got doggy daycare, all of these in the anchor. It's telling Google what the site's about. This should be, if we look at this, and I'm doing this live, so I don't know, but if we take a peek at this, it should be an H1 tag. And lo and behold, it is an H1. And if we go ahead and jump through here, let's take a peek at how many H1s are used, because it's one area I've seen a problem. And here's where we run into our very first problem with this. So the H1 tag, you see I did a simple search. There's 12 of them that showed up, and this is 12 of the opening tags. So there's really 24, obviously an opening and a closing, but there's 12 different H1s on this page, and that is not good. So H1 is your heading tag. It'd be like the equivalent in a book of maybe the paragraph name, the chapter name. So if we look at this, let's see what they've done. We've got H1, a dude ranch for your pets. Let's go take a peek at this real quick and just see your pet's own dude ranch. No, where is it? I don't even see it. Let's take a peek. Hey, dude. Oh, top right here. There it is. Dude Ranch for your pets. So if you're going to optimize for the phrase dude ranch, then great. But I doubt it because nobody's searching for pet dude ranch. So what I would recommend is using the headline is fine if that's what they want to put up there, but you can use CSS to style this and not waste a valuable H1. So that's our first one. Let's go see. Boy, I have mouse issues here. Let's go take a peek at the other ones. The next one is just the phone number. That's not good. The fax number being used as an H1. And suddenly this Hibu website that looks good is starting to crumble. Your pet's very own dude ranch, again repeated, so this is also an H1 tag. If we go look here, we've got discover full service pet care. Again, not a good use of it. I don't even see, oh, right here. What else do we have? Full service pet resort. Your pet is safe and secure with us. Which I don't see. Oh, it's these two here. So these should be for, so we'll turn this into a lesson. These should be, maybe an H1 should be, I would go for pet lodging on the home page myself, but pet lodging service, and you can split those up and use CSS to style them so they look the same. This could be a H2, and then these could all be H3s. You could use multiple H3s as long as you don't go crazy with it, or you could go H3 and then multiple H4s, and using CSS you could style them to all look the same. So this is the first issue we have, is that there's 12 H1s, and this is not going to help you with Google at all. And there's another one, we offer additional services. So essentially what you're doing is, this would be like if you opened up a book and the first paragraph said, don't see it here, which is in the H1. We offer additional service. I mean, you're not telling Google anything, and this information is not matching the title tag up here, which, let's just, oops, key fingers in the wrong spot. Title tag, Pet Ponderosa Resorts and Spas. So your H1 should match this. What I would do is put pet boarding right here at the beginning, and then my very first H1 would say pet boarding. And then from there I would have related keywords to that. So besides that, the code, all this CSS being right in the page instead of being in a separate style sheet is recommended, with coding practices. This site is not really, it's starting to kind of fall apart a little bit. So let's just take a quick peek at maybe another one, another page, and see. I'm sure it's going to follow the same practice. Actually, let's just check real quick for any H2s. No. 3s, no. 4s, of course not. Let's look at our image tags real quick and just see if we've got 12 images. See if there's any title tags or image alts or anything used. There's not, so another on-page SEO opportunity missed right there. Yeah, this is falling apart real quick. So let's jump into our next page. Let's take a peek, because the one thing they did good is use the keyword rich anchor tag, so pet lodging. So if I go to this, the title tag should be pet lodging. The first H1 tag should be pet lodging, and then there should be related keywords such as our pet lodging services, pet lodging, local pet lodging, related keywords interspersed throughout the content of the page. So let's just take a peek real quick. I see this big giant heading tag, which again, not good to use the whole thing like that. Let's take a peek at this. And it's an H1, and just looking at these other ones, I'm sure H1s. Let's see if they did put required shots as an H1. No, at least that one they took out. So lodging transportation, if that's an H1, this is a big problem. It is. And then also our title tag is pet boarding, not pet lodging, dog and cat boarding, pet services, Graham. So just, from an on-site SEO perspective, this site by Hibu clearly fails the test. So anyhow, I'm going to stop this here, because I can go much deeper into this review and see it, many more problems with the website. Don't be fooled. That's the lesson. Don't be fooled by a decent looking website with decent content on it, because it's still not going to perform up to where it should be performing from a local perspective. So that's all for now. If you have any questions, feel free to leave some comments down in the comment section, and I'll try to answer as many as I can. Thank you much. Bye-bye.